Hello everyone, KingslayerKoshy, and welcome back to Bastion. In the last part, we did
We'll all be better
Mount Zan, and in this part, we're gonna continue on going to Burstone Quarry.
The monument's getting better.
And a couple of other areas as well. Right now, this next shard will allow us to upgrade either the distillery or the armory, and I decided to upgrade the distillery. And I'm looking at the remaining what is it, vigils left over. There's the country, there's the mercy, there's the skippers, and whatever the last one was. I wasn't really paying attention to it. And for the last level, we brought back a gramophone, which is pretty much a makeshift music. It's a sound test, basically. It's a makeshift sound test.
I suppose it's true, a little song can put
you can pretty much play all the music you want. Whatever music you want, listen to it as you're just messing around, preparing yourself for the inevitable hell that you're going to be dealing with. But the new liquors that we get from upgrade the distillery are the falling malt, which I don't personally like, and the black rye. Now the black rye I think is probably one of the more valuable alcohol spirits to use. But right now I'm only level 5 and I can't really put anything else on right now, so I'm gonna just wait until I get to level 6 to put it on. But I'd recommend first time for Bastion bourbon and black rye are a must-have.
The quarry's gotta have one, right? Boundless Bay.
And now we're going to Boundless Bay.
Testing dry dock. Ain't never been this dry though.
To do the proving grounds for the galleon mortar. Now I'm just gonna say here that part 16 was actually me spending an entire part trying to complete this challenge. So you'll see after this attempt me cutting some footage. So right now, yeah, as you can see, the skippers is done. The skippers challenge needs you to do 999 damage in one shot, but it's only with one shot. It doesn't mean you have to do 999 damage to one enemy, so that's fine. But yeah, the challenge here is you gotta get, what is it, 5, do as much damage to the squirts as you can in 5 shots. There was eventually like 12 or 13 minutes of me failing that challenge, so I decided to just cut it out.
That mortar's gonna leave a lasting impression.
And show off me upgrading the galleon mortar, showing off that if you're having a hard time with the challenge, upgrade your material, upgrade your weapons. It's not like you're going to be spending your money on anything else. Well, I mean, you'll probably get stuff from the Lost and Found as well, but eventually when you get to later playthroughs, there won't be no reason to. So yeah. Because this is how much the game changes when you, how much easier a challenge gets when you upgrade your materials. As you can see, 2 shots, and I already have 3 shots, and I have 72 of them down already. So just keep going, and there we go.
You could almost see the fireworks over Boundless Bay.
That's how easy the challenges can be when you just go and upgrade weapons. So before you go to a proving ground, just go out of your way to upgrade the weapons. You'll be glad you did. It'll save a lot of time.
Beasts of the wild learned how to use it.
So now again, I'm gonna get another extra 500 racks. And while I'm just sticking around, there's nothing left for me to do here, so just keep moving along. There we go. And I'm going to change out the galleon motor and never use it again because quite honestly, it's my least favorite ranged weapon anyway. Because let me think. The Army Carbine is pretty good. Dueling Pistols is probably one of my favorite ones. I love the Scrap Musket. Fire Bells is okay. That's more of a close range weapon, so is the Scrap Musket, but they're both alright. Dueling Pistols, what else is there? The Fang Repeater and the Breaker's Bow. I mean, I'll probably use the Fang Repeater a lot. Breaker's Bow, I guess it's debatable. Well, because it takes forever to charge up shots. At this point in time, I can pretty much just upgrade. I'm just thinking about what I feel like upgrading, because quite honestly, I can just upgrade whatever I want, because right now the weapon I wanted upgraded to max is pretty much done. Also, there's only one more weapon according to what the armory show that we don't have yet, and we'll get that in a bit. But right now,
to build a city like
look in the Burstone Quarry.
It takes hard work.
Home to my second least favorite enemy in the game.
Burstone Quarry. The Ura tunnels beneath the quarry must have softened the blow from the Calamity. We bought the whole place from the Ura on the cheap.
The goddamn Rattletails.
What's natives? Rattletails.
Now in this area, it's a little. These things make this area probably one of the most annoying areas in the game. And the way the layout is, the pincushion layout, there's a lot of area that's covered in spires, and the gimmick of this area is to hit switches to manipulate the rocks. However, this is potentially one of the easier levels, at least for my setup anyway, because it really makes this is a really good place to test out the Brusher's Pike and push it to its full potential. Because the thing with the Brusher's Pike is, one thing that you can take advantage of is stand behind the rocks and actually stab enemies through them. So you can stand behind rocks and either use the power shot to throw it at enemies, or just stab enemies, because the Brusher's Pike long range allows you to hit enemies from long range, and that's something that I take advantage of thoroughly going through this level, as you'll see.
They're recording everything all the time, taking it all in.
So heading through, just using the same tactics I've been doing for that I've been doing before, just using the power shots. And one thing I never understood with the idol invocation is that two of the idols are essentially the same thing, just with different names. One, and it's Garmuth and Olak, and what it is Garmuth essentially just gives them super armor, which means that they don't take any damage. But another one is essentially they go invisible, but they don't take damage. So it's kind of redundant. Also, Lunkhead. Also, easy Lunkhead to kill because he's just gonna keep jumping behind the rocks and can't jump over them. Just keep stabbing, just keep stabbing.
Rattletails kept tunneling in the snack on windbags.
You can see him just stabbing away, and like I said, these Rattletails are such a pain in the ass. They're not as bad as the Peckers, at least like the mini ones anyway, but they're annoying because they can hit you from anywhere, and if they go underground, you can't do anything to them.
Windbags, the quarry might not have its special qualities.
I am. The stink guys in here can be annoying, but that's only if you go out of your way to, you know, find some stuff. And yeah, you're gonna be manipulating switches a lot to find a lot of the goodies. So this can be one of the longest levels or one of the shortest levels depending on your mood, if you really want to go out of your way to find the goodies. So yeah, if you go out of your way to find the optional stuff, you'll be dealing with a lot more crap. So these snake eyes here, you really, like, you can end up going the entire level without having to deal with, I don't want to say any, but too many stink eyes, with as many stink eyes, because most of the stink eyes end up being in areas where you'll be finding a lot of optional materials and money. So you can just, if you find them, you can decide whether or not you want to go out of your way to find the money and materials or just leave. And here's me manipulating pincushion locations to my advantage.
In any case, it's fair to say the quarry was a godsend.
As well as the pressure pike as soon as there we go. Yeah, like I said, like a fully upgraded Brusher's Pike is ruthlessly powerful. Yeah, I never actually used it in my very first playthrough, but yeah, I guess it's one of the perks of this game that you can experiment with pretty much anything. Although some weapons feel better than others. But yeah, as you can see, like a lot of these enemies are optional. And as I died to a kamikaze bomb, of course the gem drops, but the bomb doesn't never drop. Of course the money drops, but the gems don't drop. But yeah, as you can see, these rocks, you can hide behind them.
The largest ones, you know, as cores.
And you can use the range and the throw to your advantage to what am I trying to say? Yeah, you can use the reach to pretty much get through most of this level unscathed.
Single core could keep the lights on the entire city district. The smaller ones, we call them shards.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, but this is a decently long level. Just keep. Yeah, I'm just gonna pretty much, and that's pretty much how I'm just gonna go through this level because honestly, most of the other weapons here aren't the greatest. Yeah, and probably the least threatening enemy in the entire game. When they're alone, anyway. When they're in a group of enemies, it can be deadly.
Enough to fuel a voyage to the motherland.
And thank God for the scumbags not attacking you. And lunkheads.
All dried up. These rocks are much too young.
Yeah, another good thing about the Brusher's Pike is you can actually go through the lunkheads head shield without having to deal with without having to deal with their shields. And now
rattletails ain't the worst thing in the quarry. That honor goes to a beast we took to Colin, Sir Lunky. Massive things stomp men.
And now we have to deal with a giant lunkhead, which
the only thing harder than the rocks,
you know,
yeah, Sir Lunky's head.
Which Rux is making it out to be a lot bigger of a deal than it really is. It's just a bigger lunkhead. If anything, the only annoying part is the frigging enemies that spawn around it. The pincushions, not the pincushions so much as it is the friggin' rattletails.
Then the kid hears a voice calling from down the hall. Are you alright? It says.
And there, finally got some material for my, for the musket.
It's him.
And here we find Zulf.
The Bastion is under siege.
And apparently the Bastion is under siege.
You should not go back. Kid hears him, but he ain't about to be deterred. If that's the way it is, he says, then I won't stop you.
And now...
Because my countrymen will.
Next time, we go back to the Bastion. As soon as this game loads up.
Say what you will about Zulf.
It's under siege. And now we meet the final enemy variant in the game.
His countrymen
the
don't
Ura.
much care for pleasantries, though.
There are melee variants, ranged variants, and
Zulf showed him the way here, and here they came.
I guess I can call it boss variants. I guess I could say boss variation and a special range variations. I guess I could call it.
The Bastion and shut the door.
But these guys are... I think I said my peckers are my least favorite enemy in the game. And... okay, so let me rephrase the ordering. My third least favorite enemy is the...
unfortunately...
Rattletails. Second least favorite is the peckers, the small ones. My least favorite are pretty much all of the Ura variations.
We tried to stop them,
because they move around so much and they're a living hell to fight in multiple quantities because they all attack super fast and they require really strict timing. They're ruthless. Also here in the Bastion, fortunately, the critters that you've been collecting along the way will actually be able to assist you. So, yeah, alligator, the peckers, the raging bull. Where's the scumbag? Anyways, just keep going. You'll be fighting more variations. And yeah, that'll be the end of it.
It didn't matter. Zulf's plan worked. We find each other as the dust settles. Then I tell him why the Ura came.
And now we learn the story as to what the hell is going on.
It was Caelandia's master plan to wipe the Ura out. But part of that plan backfired, didn't it? If only Zulf knew the whole story.
Is hell.
What were we to think?
Yeah.
They must have got her.
And now
taking her back to her right.
Zia's gone. And we gotta go get her back.
The shards.
But first,
disease and remission. But there's only one cure. We need to finish what we started.
When you fully upgrade the arsenal's
complete in case we need protection.
You get a special skill, the Trapper Snare, which puts
now all we need
traps enemies in their place, which is useful to some extent. Personally, I think there's one that's much better.
The Mercy. The windbags ain't the only beast that drew a bad lot.
But we don't get that until after you beat the game.
If we can build
and
rebuild.
You have already seen it. Anyways, last minute preparation, and now with my level 6. I believe it's time for the Black Rye, is it? Oh no, I'm going down because there's other stuff as well. Life Wine, I believe, is the next one I put up because... Oh, is it Life Wine or is it Black Rye? Should be Black Rye, come on. Life Wine will pretty much give you a last stand.
Black Rye is like hot pineapple chowder on a cold
So like
day.
any fatal wound would drop you down to 1 HP, and now I have 5. Now I have 5 chances to use secret skill. I can use a secret skill 5 times. There.
Now the weight of the world behind us every swing.
And now I have a fully upgraded Kale Hammer. Alright, so with all the preparations done, the only other thing left to do is go to the Lost and Found as soon as I get out of here. Also upgrade some stuff.
The marshals would have been downright jealous.
Yep. That'll be all. So next stop,
The Uras
we're gonna be
from the east.
taking a little chat with the Uras down here at Urzenda Gates.
Terminals.
See you guys then.
Up to the stars.